And now today I'm pleased to welcome as my guest a gentleman that I had the pleasure of interviewing, got about 5 years back now. He's president of Joomla, and now he's with Cloudways, and I wanted to get him on today to talk some about cloud hosting and the new companies with Cloudways. Robert Jacoby. Hi, Robert.
Thanks so much, Michael. I really appreciate the opportunity to chat with you again.
Good to see you.
We got COVID stuck, and now we get to actually be in person, which is just such a great opportunity.
Talk about your transition over to Cloudways, and what do you like most about the company?
So, this is a fun question to answer, honestly. I was, I sold a company to WP Engine, was taking some time off, writing a blog and news. Cloudways reached out to me in early 2021 and said, we need someone who knows WordPress and the open source content management space. And I looked, I was like, okay, you guys are a hosting company, but hosting's commoditized. What makes Cloudways special? And the leadership team, the C-level team, are phenomenal people first and foremost. But we have a much greater vision for what it means to be hosting in the cloud. We don't have infrastructure. We work directly with our cloud providers, DigitalOcean, AWS, Google Cloud, Linode, and Vultr. And we have a managed cloud platform to help small, medium-sized businesses easily access the cloud. And if you've ever tried to utilize AWS on your own, that's a pain in the rear end and involves a lot of technical know-how, certification, all that kind of crazy stuff. And we've spent 10 years building out a layer that obfuscates all that technical nitty-gritty and really just makes it accessible to everyone.
Now, Robert, what are some of the benefits of cloud hosting over traditional VBS and dedicated servers?
Boy, I don't think we have enough time. I don't know if the camera's got enough battery power, but cloud hosting is great because it really allows a number of critical components for end users. Obviously there's performance that's been highly tuned and tweaked for certain applications. At the Cloudways, we roll out WordPress cloud application instances that have been tuned for performance across multiple cloud providers. With that, you also get the beautiful aspect of geography. If you pick a dedicated provider somewhere or a shared host provider somewhere, you're stuck in US East Coast or Europe Western region. Whereas with our multiple cloud providers, we've expanded globally to have regions in Asia, Mideast, Europe, Africa, South America, North America. So it really does expand reach, improves performance because of latency. So now you're closer to where your customers are, and that's a huge advantage. And unlike other WordPress hosting companies, because we utilize multiple cloud providers, you can really pick and choose what's best and closest to your business and your customers. On top of that, what I really like about cloud services in general is that because they support so many end users, they're able to look at security and mitigation mitigation of vulnerabilities, mitigation of vectors of attack. Because if you see something, say, in Eastern Europe or in Western US, you can now deploy those security options to everyone instantly, and it happens transparently in the background, and you're not paying anything more for that. And it's just a great benefit of cloud in general. Redundancy, backups, multi locations, so you can actually serve out of multiple geographical regions, which if you have a more robust web presence, you're North America and Europe, now you can kind of separate that traffic, and again, you're going to get performance benefits from being in multiple locations at once.
Now, is cloud hosting appropriate for both, say, business owners that have their own website, as opposed to agencies and freelancers?
I would say first and foremost, any agency should be looking at cloud hosting because you can really get the benefits of scaling very quickly. If we're looking at one of our partners like DigitalOcean, you can start at a pretty inexpensive level to get into the cloud, which has a ton of value. If you're hosting, 100, 1,000 blog sites, you're looking at, one kind of server launch on Cloudways, and that's going to cost you, less than a couple cups of coffee a month. I mean, you go to Starbucks twice in a month, or you can host, 100 websites. And so there's a lot of those opportunities and value in scaling with our cloud providers.
Now, Robert, you mentioned the different cloud providers that you work with, Google Cloud, AWS. Is there an advantage to using one over the other, or
It's really application specific. So a lot of folks on the SMB side are going to be looking at DigitalOcean because there's a value proposition that makes sense. So you can deploy DigitalOcean droplets with Cloudways as the management infrastructure really easily, and dollars for value. That's going to make a lot of sense. You have an enterprise kind of application, and we support WordPress, Magento, PHP. Google Cloud may just make a lot of sense. We're going to roll out a Kubernetes stack for you, and your application will be on there, and it can grow with your Google environment and your needs. So we always ask our customers to be like, really look at what's your bandwidth, what's your sort of, I'll say it technically, CPU utilization, but how complex is your application? If you just have a form, well, it's not that complex. If you have a form with AI and spitting out, generating new content after you submit a form or something, okay, you might need a service, a cloud provider that has the bandwidth to support all that.
Awesome. Now, setting up a server in Cloudways easier than traditional VPS or dedicated server? Is about the same.
Oh my goodness, it's almost like a layup question, Michael. Yeah, it's one click. You log in your Cloudways account. You need a new server. You pick your provider of choice. Click yes, I want a DigitalOcean instance in Amsterdam with WordPress. You're done. That's it. It's all taken care of for you. You don't need to, make sure you have your shell account and go in there and set up your MySQL, set up your Apache or Nginx or Lightspeed, or it's done for you. I mean, that's the beauty of managed services.
Now, Robert, can you talk a little about the customer support that you get with Cloudways?
So we actually have a number of levels of customer support. So we've always been 24/7. So we're an 11-year-old company. We've had 24/7 support. On the platform level, like, okay, I'm stuck at Cloudways. I don't know how to actually click the one button that tells me how to launch a server. That's always there. We have advanced support that once you're, in the mix of things and you have a question about, your PHP version or how much memory should I allocate to something, what should I do with my database? There's that on the platform side as well. We also have, secretly, a VIP program that we're launching in Q4 of 2022. It's called the Lightning Program, specifically focused on WordPress. And with that, we do an accelerated onboarding, completely white glove. We talk with our agency partners. We also do a performance review and evaluation. We'll go through your sites that you're onboarding, make sure that they're performing right, that they're all fully updated right. We have actually had customers on that program who have outdated plugins or plugins that are completely not even supported. And we've said, okay, this is great, you're going to be fine, but because it's not supported anymore, you might want to be looking at other providers for whether it's forms or shopping cart access or anything like that, because we do WordPress and WooCommerce all the time. So that's sort of our secret program.
Okay, cool.
Don't know when this is going out, but you might hear it here first with Michael.
It's coming. It's coming.
And we already have agencies and customers on that who've sort of been beta testing, making sure everything works out, and it's been a lot of fun. It's great.
Sounds great. Just kind of wrapping up here. If someone's interested in Cloudways, is there anything they need to do as a prerequisite before they migrate over?
No, not at all. I mean, we've been a self-service shop since our inception. So just going to cloudways.com, create an account. No credit card required. It's a long word, Cam. But that'll get you on board, and if you're interested in the Lightning program, feel free to reach out to me personally. We'll make sure you have that conversation, and we can help you get onboarded, do acceleration of your project, and make sure you're as satisfied, robust, performant as possible. And ironically, we've actually brought down a lot of the costs for a lot of folks coming from other service providers and increased their flexibility. One of the things that we do at Cloudways, we don't have any firewalls on what kind of plugins you can install. So you have all the flexibility to create the best WordPress site you want, with the support and the performance that you would expect anywhere else.
Awesome. Well, I definitely recommend any of you interested in cloud hosting, you definitely want to check out Cloudways. Robert, thanks so much for joining us. It's great to see you again. It's been a while, I know.
It's wonderful. I'm going to shake your hand on camera.
Let's hope next time we talk will be sooner than in another 5 years.
Thank you so much, Michael.
All right.
Really appreciate it.
All right. Robert Jacoby, everyone. We're poolside at WordCamp US 2022.